Okay, so what you got to get is your knowing is instantaneous. And literally, it's like as soon as you think of something, or as soon as you ask something, or as soon as somebody else asks you something, you get this awareness of what it's going to be like. So for example, if somebody asks you out on a date, the first awareness you get is your knowing of what it's going to be like, okay? And if you're not aware that you got that awareness, here's what you want to ask. What will my life be like in 5 years if I go with this person on this date? What will my life be like if I don't? What will it be like? Not what will it look like? What will it be like? And just get the energy of it, okay? And you'll get it instantaneously. As soon as you ask, or almost right before you're done asking the question, you'll get the awareness of the energy that will be created as your life, and that's what you're looking for, is the energy, because that is what's going to get created as your life. There was a lady that my friend Gary was working with. She'd been married 16 years and had just gotten a divorce. Actually, her husband left her after 16 years, and she was so distraught. And nothing he was doing was working, and she had been in therapy for I don't know how many years to try to heal this thing in her life. And one of the things that I've learned is that when something doesn't change, and you're looking at it from a particular point of view, if it doesn't change within a somewhat short amount of time, you need to take a different point of view. You want to ask, what's the lie here, spoken or unspoken? So Gary did, okay? She literally wasn't able to change this with years of therapy. And he's like, how else do I have to look at this in order to get this to change for her so she can be free of the trauma and drama that it's creating in her life? And so he looked and he asked her a question. He said, let me ask you a question. So truth, when did you leave the marriage? 6 months before you got married or 6 months after? And she went, oh my God, 6 months before. And he said, okay, if you left then and knew it wasn't going to work, why did you still go through with it? And she said, well, we'd already bought the invitations. So for $400 of invitations, and of course we know there'd be a lot of embarrassment and all that, or would there? Her point of view was there'd be a lot of embarrassment and $400 worth of invitations. For $400 of invitations, she caused herself 16 years of pain and suffering. Wow. Why? Because she didn't acknowledge that she knew. And I see people doing this continuously and constantly. In fact, for you right now, take a situation in your life that has stuck you, that you're still frustrated about, even though it was weeks, months, or years ago, or decades ago for some of you. Get that situation that you're still frustrated about and ask yourself this question. When did I know not to choose it? And just get the awareness. Now, here's what you want to do. Everything you did to deny your knowing and go against your knowing. Everything you did to invalidate your knowing and choose it anyway. And everything you did to choose against you and make somebody else's point of view greater than yours, which has caused the pain and suffering, because in that you totally invalidate you. Will you destroy and create it, please? Times a gazillion, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. This is one of the biggest things we do to destroy ourselves, to kill our sense of possibilities in life, and to destroy our success, okay? We will do things, and you got to get that before you go to do something, you get the energy of what it will create. You've just never been taught to acknowledge it, which is why I'm having this conversation with you. You always know. You always know. You always know. So the way this energy thing works, and it's so funny because nobody ever explained this to me. Because I function from the question all the time and I'm always asking, what is this? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? What happened for me is it took me a while of just observing the world, and in working with people, observing that when I would ask a businessman, for example, I worked with this one guy and he said, man, you know what? And you know, we expanded our company and we bought this other little company 2 years ago. He's all, our business has been going downhill ever since. It's horrendous. And I said, really? Tell me about before you bought it. He went, well, right before that, right when we looked at buying it, I knew. And I went, exactly. As soon as he looked at buying the thing, there was an energy there. It's like this, okay? You got to get, your knowing is like this. Your knowing is like a feather brushing your cheek. We expect our knowing to somehow be cognitive, but it's not. Your knowing is just like that. So this guy knew instantly. Why? Because he wasn't thinking, all of a sudden he just looked at that whole situation, got an overview of the entire thing, past, present, and future, and was like, oh, not a good idea. but then he denied his knowing because his partners told him it was a good idea. And rather than follow his own knowing, he followed theirs, and their business was not doing well ever since. So please get this, your knowing is like a feather touch. It's not a brick. It's a lot of us have this idea that when we know something, the clouds will part and God's voice will come from the clouds with a bright shining light and go, "This is your knowing, Bob." No, it's not how it works. Your knowing is like a feather touch. Now what's interesting is if you're demanding more consciousness in your life, which I hope you are, what happens is you get the feather touch first, and if that doesn't work, then you get the slap across the face, and if that doesn't work, then you get the brick across the face, and if that doesn't work, you get the house of bricks falling on you. My suggestion, listen to the feather touch, my friends. It will make your life a lot easier and a lot more fun.